Yep. Good evening, everyone. So last session we discussed about class members. Uh, We discussed about contract extensions, and we discussed about class members, TypeScript classes. Right? We discussed about the classes. So we learned that all concepts are same. A few changes you need to know that TypeScript class have a static and access modifiers. Modifiers. These two things are there. Now, what are the class members? So directly a class can contain property. It can contain accessors, properties, accessors. So properties, accessors, methods, and constructor. Constructor. So already we discussed the basic points about them. Inheritance also I told you, right? So how class uses inheritance, we discussed about that. Next point is, after understanding this, so you need to know about a few more things like what is polymorphism, how it works, right? Basically, class inheritance, already I told you that single inheritance and multi-level, single and multi-level inheritance. These things we learned. Now, next important we have to learn is, we need to know about, after understanding the class, we need to know about templates. We need to learn about another concept, templates, which is not there in JavaScript. So technically, what is a template and why we need templates? Technically, we know that template is a set of functions and values, so which you can customize and implement according to your requirements. Template is a set of functions and values you can customize and implement according to your requirements. So that is what actually template is. Now, generally, where we use these templates, how to design templates in object-oriented programming. In object-oriented programming, what is a template and why we need templates? What is the role and responsibility of templates? That is important to understand. We need to know what is template and how it is used. I will tell you one scenario here, right? So one basic scenario, let's see. Suppose we have a client like some HDFC bank. And for this client, we are building an application. Some IBM is building an app for that HDFC bank. Now here, HDFC bank have a lot of modules they have to build for all of them. But this HDFC bank, for example, this is developed in a language like Java or .NET, like technologies they are using to build an app. Now what happens is, this HDFC bank have a lot of modules. Suppose there are so many modules. We have some 10 modules are there in this. In this 10 modules, so we have 2 modules which are very private. Those modules related data we can't give to the company. That means all other 8 modules related information we provided to them. Now we have very private modules, that is, for example, like credit card details and customer account details. These we can't give to IBM. That means these we cannot give to these people. Then how they will build these 2 modules for them? Those 2 modules are very private. Those related data cannot be provided to the company, the development company. Then how they will build those modules? But they need those modules in app, but they cannot provide you the data. Then how? Then what they do is they ask, these bank people ask, like, you do one thing, you build templates for those 2 modules. You design templates for those 2 modules. Templates means you design the complete structure, and you give these templates to us. You give these templates to us. So if you give these templates to us, then we will implement. That means you give the templates to us, we will implement them. Who? How bank people will implement? Are they programmers? Bank employees? But I hope you are not aware. So HDFC, ICICI, these banking like sectors, they have their developers, Java developers, .NET developers. They directly work on their payroll. They are like bank employees only, but software developers, tech support. These banks appoints them, but very less in number. That means for entire India, a team of 2-3 members only will be there. Their responsibility is to manage, and they 100% they must be experienced experts in technology, because they have to support the business actually. And their responsibility is to implement these modules. That means the company gives responsibility, means the company gives the templates. We build templates and give the templates to them. Their developers will implement, because they are like bank employees now. They working on their payrolls. They have their own private network systems and all. They cannot give some certain type of content to the development company. They ask them to design templates, and these will. You can go and search in Naukri sites. Very rarely. That means I don't know whether we can find now or not, but very rarely you will see Java developer for HDFC Bank, Java developer for ICICI Bank. They ask like that, right? Directly you have to work on their payroll, and you see the experience range. They will say 10 to 15 years minimum, and their pay scales 40 lakh per annum, 50 lakh per annum. Their pay scales huge, but their work also so much risk. Their work also so much risk. So much is involved in that. Their work also so much is involved in this, right? Technically. So what is the responsibility of these dedicated developers is to implement templates. So what is our responsibility? Build templates and give to them. That means what is a template? It's a library which contains a complete artificial structure of the module, which will be customized and implemented in the business. That is one requirement. This is one requirement. That means if anybody asks where we use templates, right? This is one requirement. Second requirement, this is one, right? Second requirement is, suppose this is one kind of. Another requirement is nothing but, I hope You heard about software projects. Generally, so software projects, I hope many of you know, they are classified into four categories. We have end-to-end, we have support, we have rollout, roll out, and we have upgrade. Actually, software projects are classified into four categories: end-to-end, support, rollout, and upgrades. So end-to-end means you are building an application from end to end, means from basic requirement to complete functionality. Means you are building a new app for a client. You are building a new application for client. That is end to end. Always 100 to 100%. The freshers role will be in this end to end only. That means you will never be as a fresher. You will never be in support, rollout, and upgrades. Always your role will be in end-to-end projects only. You will be never in support, rollout, and upgrades. Support project means support is nothing but already you built an application and given to client. Client is using that application. You have to support that application business. If any technical issue come, he will send you and you need to correct it. This is support projects. Here freshers no chance, right? Because you need to support business live, right? If they have any technical issues, you have to solve the issues, prioritize P1, P2, P3 like issues will be there. They prioritize the issues, and based on that we have to resolve it. That is support. Upgrade means we built an application in an older version and later we need to upgrade to new version, and this will not be long. This will be duration of 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Sometimes as a developer, some companies will call you when you upload your resumes into Naukri and all. They call you that we need a React developer for 3 months contract. Means only 3 months. What you will do in 3 months? That means where you are going to keep me in these 3 months, where you are going to utilize. He will say that clearly that we have a contract. So 3 months contract job is there. Are you interested? That means you can easily understand that the 3 months contract, and that means he is asking React 18 like version. That means you can imagine that, okay, this is an upgrade project. Then you can ask him, is it an upgrade project? He will say yes. Upgrade project means they are upgrading from old version to new. For that, they just need few months of time, 2-3 months of time. That's finished. And after that, done, your contract finish. That means you have to check for some other jobs in another company, or if the company likes your work, they can recommend you to continue in another projects in their companies. That is different point. But you will be asked for upgrades. You will be asked for support. If you have experience, then many companies, while scrutinizing your resume, they will ask you like, okay, you have 5 years experience. Do you have any support experience? Right? Do you have any upgrade experience? If you have, because currently in our project, we need them. That means we don't want an ordinary React developer. We need a React developer who have an experience in upgrades. Means already he done some upgrade. Already he know how to upgrade from one to another versions, because these are all challenging issues, upgrading. And these are end-to-end, rollout, upgrade. And we have, support and upgrade. Rollout projects are nothing but, actually, suppose we have Tata. So Tata has some Jaguar, right? Tata Jaguar business is there. And for that, in India, the business, Jaguar business, they have to build an app. We built an app. Now they are expanding their business to France, right? They are expanding the business to France. So to France, and they need an app for the France business. Will you build an app again for France business? Business is same, but location is different. According to France, business, they have to make some changes in the app, but rest of things are same. Then will they build an app again? No, they will not build an app again. What they do is they extract a template of this Indian app. For this Indian app, they design a template. Understood? They will create a template for this Indian app. So a template for this app. So, and what they do is they roll out this template in the France business. They roll out this template into the France business according to the France business requirements. That means they will not build a complete app again. During these kind of situations only, you see people going on site, right? People are sent on site. Why people are sent on site? On site means what? You are going to client location and working in his location. All these days you have worked off site. That means client is in France, you are working from here. Now, when you are doing rollout, you have to tell their developers, their native developers, how you are doing it, what you are doing, where to make changes. You have to guide them. Then they cannot send their developers here. They will ask one of your experienced person to go there. That is why people go on site majority. Right? Majority of on site is for rollout, like upgrade, like technique points on. That means what we do in our company in this Indian project, we have one experienced guy who worked and he knows very well everything. Of course, our team will support from India, but this person will go there. We will send one person there and we will say that you do this work. We will support you from here. And there he need to train those people and the client location, because they cannot send those France people here for knowing about this project and roll out there. So a person from here will go there. That is what actually roll out. That means now templates are used in different occasions. One you have seen where data is very private, we will build a template and give it to them, they will implement. Another situation when we want to build we want to extend the app and we have to use the same app for different business. So different business requirements, then we build a template for that. For rollouts and for this kind of situation, we need templates. So a software developer have to build some templates. So, and give the template library so that it can be easily rolled out or it can be easily implemented. And the point here, so what you understood here, templates are required to implement. Templates are required to implement complex and so private modules and private modules for client requirements at client location. Actually, that is what the point is. Another one is templates are also used in rollouts. Templates are also used in rollouts. We use these templates in rollouts. So rollout is nothing but building a template and extending this and giving this template to other client requirements, other locations. There they customize according to their requirements. Now, by seeing this, means somewhere you might have got some idea about what I am exactly talking about. In object-oriented programming, that means, see, I am telling that we will design templates, we will create something and give it to somebody else, they will implement it. That means you are giving something which is not implemented. Understood? You are designing something which is not implemented and you are giving to them to implement. By seeing these words, what you catch, what I am talking about. Templates are designed by using I am talking about abstract classes. I am talking about abstract. Template means abstract classes. Templates means abstract classes. So what is, if anybody asks, what is the purpose of an abstract class in object-oriented programming? What is the purpose of an interface? We learned interface is used to design contracts, right? Now, what is the purpose of class? To design a component. Components are designed by using classes. They have the functionality. What is the purpose of an abstract class in OOP language? The purpose of an abstract class is to design a template. The purpose is to design a template. And what is a template? Template contains some functionalities implemented, some functionalities not implemented. And whatever left incomplete, those we have to implement. Who will implement? Client location will implement. At client location, it will be implemented. Why you created classes in such a way that they are incomplete? Because that is not our job, that will be later implemented. That is what actually in OOP terms we call as abstract. We call as abstract, right? What is the meaning of abstract? You will see now. That means at any level, if anybody asks what is the purpose of abstract classes in OOP, that means it is for designing templates. Designing templates. And where you use these templates? In general rollouts, we use templates. In general implementation of complex modules and private modules, we use these templates. So now the question here, how we design, let's see. Here, I will create a simple, first I will create a contract. First I will create a contract. How to design a contract? So interface, so product contract. Okay. In this product contract, we have name, it is a string. We have price, it is a number. We have quantity, it is also number. So we have total. Total is also a method and it is a number. And print is also a method and it is a number. Okay. This is contract. Now in this contract, some we can implement, some are not for us. These are for client implementation. That means in this contract, name, price, and quantity we will implement. Total and print related logic and functionality, they will take care. They will use their own formulas and all, everything. For example, if it is a bank application, they will say that, so for EMI, you create one function and leave it to us. Understood? EMI formulas we will implement because EMI is principal interest into, so interest rate by, so how much, to calculate loans and all, bank have their own formulas, financial formulas will be there. They will say that you design it and give it to us, our developer will implement because we have our own formulas into it. Right? For example, if it is a gym or some hospital, like they say BMI calculator, that means body mass calculator. That means you tell the height, you tell the weight, it will tell you, are you overweight, are you normal weight, how much calories you need to burn, everything. All these are not every time implemented by you. That means now they have said that you just give us total and print. So we will implement them. What formula comes in that, what functionality comes in that, we will decide. Then what we have to do is we have to create a class. This class is a product template. Okay. And this template should follow the rules of this contract. Then how a class can use a contract? By using implements. By using implements. A contract extends contract. A class extends class. And a class implements contract. A class implements contract. That means we have to implement the rules defined in the contract. So product contract. And very important is, if there is another contract, it can implement that also. class is now supporting multiple inheritance for contracts, not for classes. It can do that. I already told you that class will not support multiple inheritance. It will not support multiple inheritance for classes, but class will support multiple inheritance of contracts because they don't have constructors. Constructor deadlock will not happen. So you have to implement contract. So as per the contract, we have to tell that, okay, name is a public member as per contract name, but it should be a public member. And it should be what type? String type. In that we will put some empty, right? Or if you are expecting name, then we will put it as null, and we will add default as what? Null, like this. In that case, this name must be designed as string or what type? Null type. We have to design like that, right? We need to create the contract in that way. In that way you can implement it. Now what about that? Null means we are expecting value some dynamically. Okay, suppose we have public and we have price, and this is a number type. Number type price is a number type, and into that we will put some value. Similarly, we have public and we have quantity. Quantity also number type, we will put some value, initialize some value. And very important, total and print so are not our responsibility. They just asked us to design them and give, they will implement. That means these are not our responsibility, right? They said that these are very private modules, and for this we have our own formulas and techniques. You just design them and give. They should return some number, that's it. You design them, we will implement it. Then what we do? So we will make it as, suppose, public, and we will say total, and we will say that it should return what? Number. It should return number. Yeah, it should return number. But generally a class cannot contain an incomplete member. If you are designing an incomplete member whose functionality to be implemented, then it is marked as abstract. It is marked as abstract. And if a class is having any incomplete member, that means class also incomplete. Then class also need to be marked as abstract. It need to be marked as abstract. Why? Because it is having some incomplete members, then class is incomplete. So that means it is incomplete. We have to incomplete, right? Technically that is incomplete. Now here the point is, now same we have to do for another public, abstract. This is what? Print. And it is some print is not this. We will make it as an void. Then I will make it as void. This also they will implement. Also they will implement. That means now we designed a template, and in this template, so we configured the details which is our responsibility, we implemented. Which is their responsibility, we left them. And how you left them? Making them in such a way that their functionality must be implemented compulsory, because when this module is added to our project, it cannot have any incomplete members. Our application cannot have any abstract members. You cannot develop any application having an abstract member. That means before the application goes live, every abstract member must be implemented. It cannot go live without implementing everything. That means this is not for going production. This is not production. This is still in design. This is still in development. This is still in development. We developed a template and given to them, right? So the question here, so majority, 100 out of 100, I can say 99% people cannot explain why they have learned abstract classes in OOPS. They can't tell until or unless they are aware of the complete situation. That means you ask in general, what is the purpose of abstract class? Why you learned it, right? Then our OOP learners will give answer like, sir, abstract class, we cannot create an object. That every kid knows. I am not asking whether you can create an object or not. I am asking as a real world developer, where you do this. In which situation you will decide that, yes, I have to create an abstract class now. Right? What is the requirement? The requirement is straightforward, only one. That is template. And whatever you given as a template, remember, it must be implemented. That means how we configure templates are designed by using abstract class. And you know the basic rule that abstract class can contain. So both abstract and non-abstract, right? Non-abstract members. What does that means? Non-abstract abstract members are implemented. Am I right? Non-abstract members are implemented. And abstract members to be implemented. Am I right? To be implemented. So, and if a class contain at least one abstract member, then entire class is marked as abstract. Am I right? It's compulsory. And you cannot create an instance for abstract. You cannot create an instance for abstract class. You cannot create an object for abstract class. Now here the point is, why you cannot create an object for abstract class? That means actually you see let obj is equal to new product template. We are creating an object for this. And you can see, so it is asked that why you cannot create, is not having a constructor. Is it not having a constructor? Right? It have a constructor. But still you cannot create an object. Why? If constructor is there, we can create object. But you know that constructor can be restricted. If in many OOP languages, they ask the question, how to design a class so that you cannot create an instance for class. How to create a class so that you cannot create an instance for class? By making the constructor private. If a class is having a private constructor, you cannot extend or you cannot create an instance. Right? Many times people give a wrong answer like, sir, we create a static class. We have heard that from general OOP people. Static class, already I told you, it is not about security. It is about continuous memory. Right? Now, 100% wrong answer given by OOP learners is, we will create a static class. Static class is not security for class. Then how you will prevent a class from instantiation? By using a private constructor. Right? Now here you see it is having a constructor, product template. You can see it is having a constructor. But you cannot create an instance for an abstract class. We cannot create. Why? Because it have incomplete members. If there are incomplete members, you cannot create. How you say they are incomplete members? Because they don't have definition. You see, this method is not having a definition. Definition means this one. And if it is not having a definition, then it should be marked as abstract. And if anyone is marked as abstract, entire class is abstract. Now, so this cannot be directly used in project. So what we do, we give this to our client. Client have their developers. They will implement this template. template. How they will implement this template? So what we have to do now, how the template is there. Now we will create a class. This class is product component. This is that what we have to use in our app. When app goes live, what is present in app? Components, right? We learned already React, Angular, JavaScript based applications. They are built component based, right? That means your application will contain components. Now, from where this component will get its functionality? From its template. You decide whether to design its functionality newly or you take from a template and use it. What is advantage of using template? Already some functionalities are defined. You have to just customize them. You can build a new component by yourself, or you can use an existing component, existing template. That means now what we have to do is see this point very well. So now you are developing a component. This component have to use all these features which are already implemented. You have to just do some extra. These two need to be implemented. Now tell me, is this class, component class, have to implement this template or extend the template? Question understood? This component should implement this template or extend the template. It need to be implemented or extended. Why extend? Why extend? Why extend? Why extend? Why not implement? Why extend? Because already it has some functionality now. Already it is having some functionality. That functionality we don't need to implement. Only the incomplete thing we have to implement. Am I right? That means you are not implementing a template. You are extending a template. You are not implementing the template. You are extending the template. A template is given to you. In the template, for example, you are using MS Word. You have to create a resume. Then I will not design. Automatically a design will come. This is a resume template. Do I need to modify everything? No, only few details I have to change. So you are not implementing a template, you are extending. You are taking the templates and you are extending the template. What is meant by extending? Without disturbing it, you have to make implementation. Understood? Right? That means what is the meaning of extending? Last session I told you, na, why we need to extend to handle a concept called backward compatibility. Am I right? That means you should not modify this template. You should extend this template. Understood? That means keep the template as it is. Don't edit the template because somebody else need it. Somewhere else it is needed. Then there again we will not customize. We will just use this template everywhere. That means don't edit the template. You extend the templates. Don't directly implement templates. We never implement templates. We extend the templates. We don't disturb the template. If I disturb the template, for everybody, same will come. Right? What I made changes, those will come again. Right? I don't want that to happen. So we don't edit the templates. We don't implement the templates. We have to extend. Understood? We have to extend. What to extend? Product template. Now it is showing some error. Error is not about name, price, and quantity. It is not about name, price, and quantity. It is about only total and print. It says that as per the OOP rules, whatever template you are extending, in that incomplete things you complete here. Understood? As per the OOP rules, whatever incomplete is there in the template, you complete them here. Whatever already there, you can use them with your own details, or you can simply ignore them if you don't want them. That means you see in this product component, it is saying that it is not talking about name, price and all. It is talking about only print and total. It is talking about only print and total. It is saying that not implementing. You have to implement it. That means I don't need to implement name, price and quantity. I have to just implement this. If you want, you can. Implement means nothing. What we have to do, name. In the name, I will store some TV like this. So I will put here some price. In the price, I will put some price. I will use quantity. In the quantity, I will put some quantity. Now, what about total and sprint? These are not implemented. We have to implement. Then I am using here total. According to that rule, what total should do? Total should return. Am I right? Total should return this dot quantity into this dot price. It should return a number. And one more we need. What is it? Print. And what this print have to do? This print have to print all the details. So console.log, I am printing all the details. That means name is equal to whatever this dot name. We have like price is equal to this dot price. We are using this dot price. We are implementing that here. So we are configuring that. And we have same like quantity is equal to, so this dot quantity, and total is equal to this dot total. We are just defining everything here. Now, very important. So here, the interesting part is your component is using some members like name, price and all. And in the quantity, I entered some string, say mobile, like this. It's not allowing. Why? It is not allowing. Why? Because the quantity, it says that it is not assignable because it is a number type. Where I mentioned it? Not in the component. In the implementation, I am just using a member. I'm just using a member. Where we mentioned it? We mentioned it in the contract. The contract is used by template. Am I right? So template is using the contract. This rule is mentioned in contract now. That means where is the structure? The structure is in the contract. And that structure is being applied and used in your component. That means here the structure is hidden and only functionality is given to you. Understood? So in a component, you are just using the functionality. The complete structure of this component is hidden. Who is hiding it? The template is hiding. From where template got this structure? It got from a contract. Who is hiding? Template. What it is hiding? Structure, and giving only functionality to you. The process of hiding the structure and giving only functionality is called abstraction. Generally, you see, you hear people saying abstraction is data hiding, sir. Data hiding. What you are talking about? You are hiding data, na? Right? You will see this answer from many people if you ask what is abstraction. Abstraction means all OOP language learners will give you an answer, data hiding. What is data hiding? Are you hiding data? Data hiding means you are hiding price. You are hiding Samsung TV. You are not hiding data. You are hiding its structure. Abstraction is not hiding data. Abstraction is hiding the data structure. It's not hiding data. Never say data hiding. There is no data hiding. Data hiding is done by accessors. Right? Abstraction is not hiding the data. It is hiding the structure of data. Data structure we call DS. Right? For example, so many times people ask this. You are learning C language. C with DS, people say. Python with DS. Right? What is DS? DS is data structure. That means you are learning how to manage its memory in the structure. In the form of structure, you will learn how to manage its memory. Learning data structure is about managing the memory for a variable. Right? How the memory is allocated, what type of memory should be allocated, where it should be allocated, how variable uses that memory. All this is data structure. Learning C language is easy, but learning C language with data structure is too complicated. That is not everybody's work. Learning JavaScript with data structure is very complex. JavaScript also have data structure. Right? Data structure is about how a variable stores its data and access the data. You just know that variable stores data, but how it stores, where it stores, how it accesses, that is data structure. And that is not your job. You can't learn that easily. That is too much complicated. For that, you need lot of binary system to understand, because data in memory is always managed by bitwise. Right? You need to know a lot of bit manipulations actually. That is the reason anywhere data structures very rare. And at engineering level, people, so masters, they have to know these data structures, because they are going to become architects in software engineering. They need to be very strong in structuring the data. Means they are responsible for building library. You are responsible for using library. Right? You have seen React. React is using use hook, use state. You are just after all using a hook. That hook is designed by some experience. And how he designed that hook in that way that it stores data in memory and access the data from memory, allocation in the memory, all this comes under data structures. That is out of your range to understand or learn in one session. Right? That is too complicated concept. And those are the people, that is the reason those people are software architects. You are software developers. We have architects, we have developers, we have consultants. You know the difference. Architects are responsible for building library for you. Developers are responsible for building an app by using the library. Consultants are responsible for supporting the apps. Understood? So Java consultant, .NET consultants, what is the responsibility of consultant? They support apps. They don't build apps. Building is developer. The architecture of that is software architects will do. Right? That is the reason a lot of algorithms will go behind this. Lot of things you have to write. Building library is not an easy thing. Right? Building a library is not an easy thing. You need to know a lot of things to build a library. You have used Axios, you have used Fetch, which are communicating with API. How they communicate with API? In the background, so much logic is required. That means browser need to make a request to server. Server has to fetch the data coming. The data comes in binary form that should be converted into JSON. This is not the work you are doing. You are just using it. This is what actually data structure. That is all abstractions. So you are using Axios method to fetch the data. It is an abstract. Understood? Abstract means it is ready with some functionality and it is waiting for some details, like your URL. Right? You pass that URL, then it will do the rest of the functionalities. That is what actually abstractions are. So this is how the libraries are built. And now what we have to do, we have to create an object for whom product component, and through that we have to access the print. We can access the print. This is the hierarchy of building a library. So we designed a contract. From a contract, what we do, we build a template, and these templates are used in building our components. So we build our components. We build our components. That is the basic hierarchy. And what is abstraction? So that means, what is the concept of abstraction? So here the process of hiding, am I right? The process of hiding the data structure and providing only functionality to component is known as abstraction. It is known as abstraction. The process of hiding the data structure and providing only functionality to application, right? That is called as abstraction. We call this process as abstraction. This is one simple point. And let's run this. You can run this and see it will be working fine. Let's open this index.ts. Here we are using index command, and here we are using tsc index.ts, and we have some node index.js. That is how it works. Now this is the hierarchy of building a library for us, right? That is what actually the process. That is what the concept of abstract, right? What is abstract? What is abstraction, and why we need these abstracts, right? These are for implementing templates. So we have contracts. Templates will implement contracts. Components will extend templates. The hierarchy, you have seen that. That means, let me give you the summary. So we have contracts. Contract is implemented by template, and template is extended by component. That is what we do. And this component is used in app. We use these components in app. We don't use the contracts. We don't use directly the contracts. We don't use the templates. So we will just use the components. But actually component is built with all these things, right? Finally, when it goes to the production, it should contain only components, right? All these are in the background working for you. I will show you that infrastructure also. It means I will show you how to work with a module system. There you will see that your app is using only component. I will show you that. In the background, all these libraries will be there. We will see. For that, we need to learn module system, another concept. Okay. So this is generally the concept of templates, inheritance, and how we can use templates. Next, one more thing you need to know about polymorphism. You need to know about polymorphism. So what is polymorphism and how this polymorphism works? What is the concept of polymorphism here, right? Now again, same, because I am just giving you clarity, because you may learnt already OOP languages somewhere. If you have idea of any OOP languages, I am just giving a clarity that the definitions that you get while learning are not similar as they in architecture. So that means the definitions you are learning are just to make you understand about that concept, right? Because majority of times, so the trainers will not take the risk in making you understand about the architecture behind it, because many people can't catch it easily. So at non-technical level, they can't catch it easily. That is the reason no software trainer will take risk in making you understand about its architecture, he will just give you about the information about its component functionality, right? So, but if you know the architecture, then you know the correct definition and correct functionality behind it. They think that anyhow, when you go to companies, you will learn this. That is the reason they will just give you a general definition. So overloading, these are the words you will hear. But actually, polymorphism is not about overloading a function. Is not just about overloading a function, overloading a method, right? It is more than that. It is more than that. That is what architectural it is. We need to know that. That is the reason you don't think that I am classifying your learning level definitions and here. I am just telling you that architecturally correct definition what it is, right? Learning wise, you have your definitions, you can narrate them to your interviewers. As a fresher, he will be satisfied what you learned, what you given. But as an experience, he will not be satisfied with these type of answers, right? We can't expect an experienced person tells polymorphism is function overloading, right? Abstract classes don't know, interfaces don't know. That means architecturally experienced level people should have this knowledge, that this is not the way they learned in OOP concepts. Actual architecture, it is different, right? Why? Because it is very complicated, right? That is the reason you people generally follow websites. So many websites you follow for learning React or something. All those websites and YouTube channels, what they do is they try to make you understand about the concept in a simplified way. That is their main aim. For that, they will bluff you some definitions, because architecturally he started explaining means you can't take it easily, right? That means, for example, a space scientist is very genius. A space scientist is very genius. He knows a lot of things about science. Now you also know little bit science. You're talking with a space scientist, you can't understand any term of his, right? That means you need a mediator. That means, there will be a spokesperson. So for ISRO, spokesperson for some NASA, these people are not the real scientists. You may ask, like, why scientists can't tell us? The person who designed it, why he can't tell us? Why a spokesperson tells? Because once scientist talks telling to you, he talks telling to you, you can't understand even one line what he is talking about. But he is the person who developed it. Whom you will understand? The mediators. What these mediators will do? They will simplify that and make you understand in the way how you know about it. Okay, that is the reason. So some technical points are missing. You know the concept, but architecturally not perfect. These kind of things the mediators do. Mediators here, the trainers, people who teach you on YouTube or on websites or in classes, these are the people. So why can't you learn directly from their websites? In their website already documentation is there na? But problem with the documentations and their websites is their developers will take a concept. On that concept they will explain every scenario, and only developers only can understand, general learners can't. You need a simplified process. That is the reason your definitions will change, right? Your definitions will change. Already I told you, if you ask what is JavaScript, 100% majority of people will say JavaScript is a client side script. But do you know JavaScript is not a client side script? You don't know. JavaScript is not a client side script. But everybody says JavaScript is a client side script. Do you know JavaScript is used server side also? Node.js uses JavaScript server side. MongoDB uses JavaScript in database. Then how you say JavaScript is client side script? But this is only the definition many people know about JavaScript. JavaScript is a client side script. It's not a client. It is used server side also. It is used in database also. That means your definition is when you are learning with HTML, they will tell you that. That means in HTML, it is used as a client-side script. So it is not a client-side script. In HTML, it is used as a client-side script. It is not a client-side script. It is a language. So it is a language which is used both client-side as well as server-side. Node.js uses server-side JavaScript. That is the point. So polymorphism is not about overloading functions and methods. We will see the correct definition here with certain proof, like how it works actually. See, generally, you need to understand one point, one more here. Let's see. Suppose I will give a simple general example first, like to make you understand. Suppose we have device like some pager. We have a device like digital organizer. We have like camera. So we have like phone. Actually, the pager is a device. So pager is a device. Usually this is used for sending SMS. Digital organizer, for example, you see Google. I hope you people see. Before the mobiles came, we have pager. This is pager. Before mobiles were there, we have pagers. Pagers are used for sending only SMS. You can send a remote SMS. Before the mobile phones came, we have pagers. Pagers can send only SMS. Anybody can send you an immediate SMS remotely to you. Only SMS, pagers. And digital organizers are used for storing contacts, for calculator, for appointments like alarms, everything you can manage by using this. So everything you can manage by using this. Contacts, alarms, notes, all these things you can take in a digital organizer. Actually, I hope you may use it. Digital organizers look like this. These are digital organizers. In the early days, electronic devices, we used to use these kind of digital organizers, right? So these are like digital diary, our contacts, appointments, alarms, small notes, anything you can keep in this. So earlier, so even today I have my old digital organizer, 3-4. People used to gift this earlier as a very good device for the people who take regularly contacts, notes, and business for them. So these are digital organizers for contacts and other details. We have camera. This is for photo. And this is for videos. We have phone. We have for call. Now, actually, majority, all these things are gone because of a device called mobile. Now, mobile is a device. It works as a pager by sending SMS. It works as an organizer. It works as a camera. It works as a phone. Mobile is not a phone. You should know that mobile is not a phone. Mobile is more than a phone. That means it is a pager which sends SMS. It is a digital organizer which stores contacts, appointments, calendars, and everything. So it's a camera, so which takes photos and videos. That means here the concept is, that means mobile is poly. Poly means many, and morphos. So morphos means forms. That means it can use it. Morphos means forms. That means a single device that can work for different situations. If there is no SIM card, still you can use mobile for contacts, alarms, calculator, calendar. You can use for Wi-Fi calling, right? There is no SIM card. You can take photos, your videos, right? That means this is nothing but designing a component in such a way which can work for different situations instead of designing different components for them. That is what polymorphism is. Polymorphism means You design one component in such a way that can work for different purpose, different situations. So earlier, for every purpose, every situation, we have different components. But now only one component can do different works. That's good. That is what actually polymorphism is. I will tell you in a technical way now. Let's see. Let's do this in a technical way. So see here, I'm creating a class employee. In this employee class, I have first name. So we have some here like public. So first name is a string and it is empty. We have like last name. So last name is also a string and it is empty. We have like designation. This is also string. Okay. We have a print. So we have a print. And this print is a void type and it should print all details. Console.log. So console.log. I will do one thing. Here I will use document.write. Our plan is to use in HTML. Okay. So it will print all the details. So I will print here. So this dot first name and I will print here this dot last name and I will print here this dot designation. Okay. I will put a line break BR like this. Our intention is to try this on HTML page. Okay. Let's do this. Now this is employee. We created a class called developer. Now developer is an employee type. That means all the employee details will be used by this developer, but developer have an extra developer role. That means all employee related things should work for developer, but in addition to that, some more are there. Then what we do? We make developer to extends whom? Employee. Okay, we are extending that employee. Now here we are configuring. So here we are defining another. What we are doing? We are defining first name. So the first name, and you don't need all of that. First name is equal to some name. Okay, we have last name. Last name is equal to some name. And after that we have designation, and the designation is equal to some developer. And for this here we have a developer role. This is extra. This is developer role, and developer role is having some additional. So here we will say role is build, debug, test, deploy, all these like things I defined. Now what I have to do is I have to print the first name, last name, designation, and this developer role also. Already it is printed by base class. That means we have to use super keyword na super.print. It will access the base class print method. And in addition to that, document.write, it should print extra this developer role also. Understood? In addition to that, because it is extending. Now I will copy here another class. I will create another class and I will name this as admin. And here admin name is same name, some Raj, some name. So some different name I have given, and this person is admin, and he has some other functionalities like authentication, like this I define. And here this is not developer role, this is what? Admin role. And that admin role is different. I'm giving this admin role. Now remember, admin is not extending developer. Admin is not extending developer. Admin is also using employee as a prototype. Okay. Now another employee here we have manager, and manager is an employee, and here I given some different name here, some Tom, some name here, some Hanks, and here I said designation as manager, and here I just given option like approvals. right? Now, the point here is this is whose role? Manager role. And I have to print the manager role along with other details. Now, how many employees are there? 3 employees are there: developer, admin, and manager. Now, the question for you is, I want only one object which can work for all 3 employees. Usually for 3 employees, 3 classes, 3 objects are required. Now tell me with your OOP knowledge, how I can create only one object which can work for all 3 classes. Now tell me for which class I have to create an object so that I can access all employees. And if you can answer this, that means we believe in you that you know polymorphism. That is polymorphism. That means I want only one object for work 3 classes. Have you ever done this? Is it possible? Now tell me for which class I have to create an object so that I can, with that object, I can access all of them. If you create employee, only employee will come. No. You create an object for employee, then only employee members will come. How developer will come? You create an object for developer, only developer will come. You create an object for manager, it is not multi-level inheritance, na? That means manager is not extending admin. Then manager, if you create object for manager, only manager will come. Now, how you can handle this? That is the key point. Now, I want only one object to work for all 3 classes. Have you ever done that? For 3 different classes, you created only one object. Let's do that. It's very simple. I am creating employees. Am I right? And employees is an object of, I need someone who can manage several memories for one object. Understood? Who can manage several memories for one object. That is an array. In that array, at 0, I am passing developer memory. At 1, I am passing admin memory. At 2, I am passing. So this is new admin. I am passing new admin. Right? We are using this. Right? That means this is an array. Into that we are passing new admin. So admin is extending employee. So, and here we are passing, what is it? New. Yeah. So we are passing new manager. We are using new manager. Here we are defining in this way. What is it? Admin developer. Acha, role is some wrong. Admin role we given developer role. Okay. So I will create in this way. LET employees is an array, right? I will use an array. So what is it? New developer and the new admin and the new manager. Understood? Because constructor will not allow different types. Na? Already we discussed that array constructor will not allow. Now, how many objects are there? Employees is only one object, but at 0, it is working for developer. At 1, it is working for admin. At 2, it is working for manager. That means it is overloaded. So your concept of overloading is correct, but it is not about function. Understood? Polymorphism is not overloading function. It is overloading memory. It may be class memory, it can be function memory, it can be object memory, any memory. Right? That means now only one object can work for all the three. That's good. That means you remove the SIM card, it works for camera. You put the SIM card, it will work for calling. That means one device, different process functionalities. That is what actually polymorphism is. Now let's put this in HTML. How do we put this in HTML? Let's see how we can put this in HTML. 1 second. Yep. Now you see, we need to put this in some index page. Okay. See what I am doing here, because we used some HTML. So what I am doing here, I will put a doc type and HTML and head and title. And here we defined demo. Okay. And here I'm just using a script. In that script, we have the source. So coming from src in that index.js. Make sure that you compiled this, right? So tsc index.ts. It will convert into JavaScript, right? And here what we done, we linked it. After that script, in this there is an employees object. Employees is an array object. Then see, I'm using for where employee of what is the collection employees. For every employee, if I will put a simple option here, I will put an variable as designation, and I will ask prompt saying that enter designation. And here I will say if employee, every employee designation is matching with the designation I entered, then only that employee print method should work. That means we are reading through the overloaded memory, and we are accessing every memory through one object. You are accessing every memory through one object, but that memory will be changed according to the situation. If you asked admin memory, it will access. That means now you run this and see, then it will say that enter designation. And I entered designation as admin, it will get the admin details. And I entered here as manager, it will get manager details. And I enter here as developer, it will get developer details. Only one object is working for three classes. This is polymorphism, right? That means you designed only one object working for all classes. You need three different classes actually, three different objects, but one object is working for all of them. This is polymorphism. Polymorphism is not about overloading functions. It is about overloading memory, which can be related to a function or related to be a class or related to an object. That means here we are overloading object memory. That means we are designing one object working for different situations. This is what actually polymorphism is architecturally. Right? That means you design a function which can work for different situations. You can design a class working for different situations. You can design an object which can work for different situations. That's what polymorphism is about. Right? That is a simple example to make you understand about this polymorphism. Right? Here we have 2 points. One is index.ts. Polymorphism is definition I will give you, but this is the example. So index.ts, that is one. Another one is index.html. That is the option here. We will discuss some detailed definition about that in the next session. I will give you that. Tomorrow we'll see. Tomorrow we will discuss about now other things in TypeScript. Like we have generics, enumerations, like concepts that we'll see in the tomorrow session. Okay, right. Yes, Harish, what is your doubt?
Sir, I didn't get completely. Means